Greenspan reported to Congress that his ideology is flawed. To what extent he was not aware, nor did he go too deeply into which parts of this ideology may have been flawed. Some of the major components of Greenspan's public economic ideology include trickle-down economic theory, where tax cuts for the wealthy and those uncollected tax dollars being reinvested into the economy to produce jobs for the middle and lower classes, resulting in economic rewards for all. Self-regulating markets, where the price of all things is determined by the amount willing to be paid. Every transaction and policy has a risk and reward which gets tested in the market. Only those determined to be prosperous are rewarded by the market, and those which fail have penalties. Free trade, where we do not tax products entering our country, and so that economies which are capable of producing a product most efficiently will manufacture for the world.
There's a question in here somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. Which of these policies do you feel is the most incorrect? And which policy what would you do to correct this problem? Sorry for the time.
One of the biggest things that people have to take away from this bailout, more so than the fact that, yes, we are bailing out these fat cats on Wall Street, but one of the things that people need to take away from this, more so than anything, and Sarah Palin actually put it very well at a debate the other night.
Excuse me, please shut off the recorder.
Why?
Please shut off the video camera.
What's he got to hide?
I make contributions to the Rockaway Times and also the
Sir,
What's he got to hide?
No, it's a
democracy.
he's a reporter. Because
Why are you begging into him?
we don't want video recording.
Why are you begging into him? It's the public forum. Tell me.
Video recording that we have discussed before.
Why doesn't he? What is he afraid of?
He's not afraid of anything, sir. I'm the men's club president, and it's a temple policy that we don't do video recording, and it was announced at the beginning. That's all I'm saying, sir. He invites the press. He's a member of the press.
sir, are you with the press?
Yes, I make some reports to various.
Let him record.
Let him record. Let it be.
By this point,
All right, one of the biggest things that everyone has to take away from this bailout situation, Sarah Palin actually said it very well the other night at her debate, never again do you need to have some hotshot on Wall Street tell you that, look, we're making the economy hum along, you don't deserve any oversight, you don't need to monitor what we're doing. Everything's working just fine. And it should be no secret to anyone whose ideology was all about deregulation. I was just reading a newsletter of Congressman Frelinghuysen from 2005, where he talks about how deregulation is promoting home ownership. Well, it certainly did. Look where we are today. Folks, we were told that the system was too big to fail. We were told that the players in the system were too big to fail. We've got a lot of things in our society that are too big to fail. Bridges, skyscrapers, large ships, every single one of them is subject to some kind of review and regulation to prevent a public calamity. The next time someone tells you that you don't deserve oversight or that the government doesn't deserve oversight, remember, they're telling you to look the other way. That is a huge problem. And we talked about progressive taxation and what Alan Greenspan was saying before. And we brought up class warfare before. Well, just remember what Warren Buffett is saying. If there is class warfare going on, my class is winning. And God bless him for saying something like that and standing up for what we need to do in this country and put the middle class back in charge of this economy. Thank you.
Ideology that laissez-faire, free market economics and the total lack of regulation has been proven once again to be false. The fact is there's no such thing as a totally free market. There are many forces going back and forth that control it, and therefore there has to be some oversight. There are some things in which free market forces work just fine. And going back to the question on energy, Specifically, I think the
I don't understand
price of
why
oil
you
should be
pull out the
raised
red flag.
until we actually have the alternatives that we're so airily talking about. But in the case of the financial markets, clearly the bull market was loose in the China shop.
My opponent to the far left is referring to Alan Greenspan as a Wall Street hotshot. During my public service, Alan Greenspan was regarded as sort of the economic voice of monetary policy. He was appointed in 1987. He advised every president from that point on, and I must say, I have to say, when I heard him testify or saw him on television, you had to have a dictionary to understand exactly what he was saying. But he too has now admitted that a lot of what he put forward as advice to Republicans and Democrats was erroneous. So I get back to what I said earlier. I have much more faith in his successor, Chairman Bernanke, actually more faith in him than Henry Paulson, our Secretary of the Treasury, but we need to work with both of these men and Paulson's successor in January. In your overall statement, mention was made, and God only knows that if we're not trading globally in this country, you might as well close the door. We need free and fair trade. We need to go ahead, Speaker Pelosi, and sponsor the Colombia Free Trade Agreement, because right now, Colombian products can come into our country without any tariff barrier, and American businesses, about, I don't know, 15 or 20 million dollars a year from American businesses right in this neck of the woods, can't get into the Republic of Colombia because there are tariffs. One of the greatest markets we're denying ourselves, because all of our allies are in there dealing with them, is the South Korean Free Trade Agreement. I mean, hey, we're not going to exist. We've lost so much already. Unless we embrace the notion of free and fair trade. Thank you.